Come on, work, you bastard. Turn the fuck on. There we go. Yes. Okay, I got it. Why did the music just ended in like 1 second? Oh, whoopsies. Hold on. I think I just goofed up right there. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'll turn it off. And we got plenty of things to talk about today on this nice little live stream. I want to welcome everyone in here. It is a very early morning, but a very eventful week, actually, at least compared to what we have been looking at for a while now. Anyways, I do want to make sure that I have everything turned on over here. Okay, we're good. Elsa's getting me some water in the background, which is also good as well. And we got some LFG in the house as well. What's up, Matthew Smead? How you doing, man? David Middleton. I see Tom Struck, Ninebreaker, Pelagic. I see John Dude. A lot of OGs, man. The OGs are the ones that are sticking around right now because, well, what else can you expect? And what's up, Hamilton? Holy shit, man. It's been a long time. Hamilton, an OG friend at this point, man. Crypto Baby says Krown to EDC Orlando 2024. It's definitely possible. Actually, when even is EDC? Maybe not 2024, but 2025. Yeah, man. We've been looking at a lot of places in Florida recently, and then a lot of people have been actually suggesting going to Arizona, which was rather interesting. I wasn't really taking it seriously at first, but then I looked at some of the places and it's like, okay, all right, this is actually pretty this is pretty legit and like hilarious prices too. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyways, I see a lot there's so many good comments in here right now. Choose rich, baby. That's right, Screamer. Choose rich. We all need to choose rich. That's the biggest issue in the world right now. We're not choosing rich. We're not manifesting properly as well. If only those silly starving kids in Africa figure that one out, then maybe they wouldn't be starving. Ha ha ha, dummies. Anyways. Kidding. AZ has state income tax. Yeah, I think it's like 2% though, or something very, very small. But yeah, Florida, no income tax. I mean, that is quite nice. Then again, I mean, you're still gonna get raped by the fucking federal government anyways. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Clown crypto with the clown emoticon right there. Very, very clever, sir. Very, very clever. You thought of that one all by yourself, and I commend you, sir. What's up, Farhan? Good morning to you as well, sir. Good morning to you as well. And then I see a lot of people calling out Texas as well. Trump Pump, London Bridge in Havasu, Arizona. Don't know what the hell that is, but sure, we can look it up as well. The Trump Pump is here, man. The Trump Pump is here. But today, Thursday, probably a good day for a little bit of a cool down on the Trump train, or the pump train, I should say. And then we'll speak about what's kind of likely after that. I do want to get, I do want to make sure that I have everything situated in the background right here with all of the proper charts. As usual, on this early morning, I am, as always, very, very close on time, man. Taking the old shits right before stream. Not the best idea sometimes. But it keeps things fresh and interesting. Stayed up in Austin, Texas for the spicy. What time is it in Austin, Texas, actually? That's what I'm really, really curious about. Thailand boxing? Fuck yeah, man. Actually, I really, at some point, really want to go over to Thailand. Just everyone who goes there loves Thailand, man. They fucking love Thailand. So many people I know they've gone to visit Thailand for like, you know, a week or two, and then they just end up staying. It happens all the time, I feel like. Anyways, I'm just getting all my charts situated in the back right here. We'll give it a few minutes as well, just to let people join on in too, because well, it's quite quiet today, it does look like, but it does feel like crypto is waking back up overall. And so it does look like patience will be rewarded indeed. And we do get probably a pretty interesting rest of the cycle here. In fact, I actually just had Fibbo Swanee on yesterday. We recorded a big video yesterday. I'll release it either Saturday or Monday. Probably Monday, because I want more people to see it, and Monday is typically a better day for that. Very, very interesting to see the confluence between the two things that we're looking at long term, and then of course Swanee he has a very unique way of looking at things. So I think a lot of people are going to find a lot of value in that, and it's just well, I think a lot of people are going to just like generally what he has to say. Anyways, here bandage time. What's up, Greg Smith? Good morning to you as well. Gun laws in Arizona are amazing. Yeah, man. Just I need more guns in my life. That's that's what it is. That's what I need. Come here to New York. Fuck no, man. I need somewhere warm in the winter. I'm not a humongous fan of New York myself. I do want to make sure that I have this page open as well, just for anyone who is interested in joining on the crypto school. Starts in 7 days, literally 1 week from now is when the first video, the first live stream, the first workshop is going to be. You can join for free with an exchange account in the link in the description below. And we're actually just about to wrap up the first cohort today, which went really, really well. I'll tell you what I actually really like about it is that during the workshops, everyone's kind of on live stream. Like, it's not just me with my camera on and microphone on. It's a bunch of other people as well. And then we actually have like real communication and everything. It works out really, really well. You know, people are able to get more sort of personalized, I guess, advice is not the right word, but just sort of counsel, I suppose, is maybe a better word right there. Warm in the winter. Welcome to Southern California. Fuck no, sir. No, sir. There is one major issue, okay? Elsa, our lovely far right winger here, she refuses to be around the lefties, my man. And California is replete with lefties everywhere. And actually, I grew up in California myself, and I don't have any real interest in ever going back, to be honest with you. Sounds like you like Georgia, USA. Maybe. I mean, Georgia's in the South, so I figure it's probably warm there as well. I actually really do appreciate all of the people calling out good places to live, because we've actually been spending a lot of time researching them, just like looking at YouTube videos. You know, what's it actually like to live in these places, and in price and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, South Florida does seem like a really, really strong contender. It's got a lot of boxes ticked there, but then again, you might get hurricaned, you might get flooded out, you might lose your fucking house. You could easily buy like a $5 to $10 million house there, and then it just gets washed away. It just goes away. But I checked out a place last night which looked fucking amazing. It was called Fort Lauderdale, and it was like Venice kind of. It was really, really impressive actually. Really impressed by that place. Hurricanes suck. Yeah, man. I have no experience with hurricanes, and I don't know if I want to keep it that way or not. Georgia is beautiful. Elsa would love it in Helen. Yeah, I mean, we can add it to the list of shit to check out. Bitcoin Slut 1. This Bitcoin Slut 1 suggests that we check out Georgia. What do you have to say about that? Elsa's trying to hide a laugh. Ho, ho, ho. Funny. Bitcoin Slut. Farhan says Texas. Yeah, a lot of people love Texas as well. We've been looking at that one. Could be a good fit actually. Come to Israel 95% of the time it's heaven, except for when there's rockets flying overhead. It's actually very interesting, man. I have a lot of friends who've gone to Israel and they absolutely fucking love it, but I just don't think I could deal with all my neighbors trying to kill me at all hours of the day. It's not good, man. It's not a good way to live life. BitBoy lives in Georgia. Holy shit, we can be neighbors? Fuck yeah, man. Elsa says, isn't Georgia a hillbilly state? I mean, it's deep south, isn't it? Las Vegas, ring, ring, ring. Las Vegas could be good, but I figure like the air quality there is not great. So yeah, Bitcoin Slut sounds hot. Yeah, she's lovely, and by lady, I mean actual man behind the computer screen. But it doesn't matter. It's the internet. It's all about what's in your mind. It's the image that you have in your mind. That's what we're looking for. Atlanta isn't. Yeah, man. Probably not Atlanta. Although Gucci Mane does come from there, and well, that could be a good thing. Florida is hurricane, gators, humidity, and critters. Well, we're not going to be around during the summer, but yeah, the swamp puppies. Everyone's been telling me about the swamp puppies. It sounds fucking crazy to me that there's just alligators running around everywhere at all hours of the day in Florida, and you just have to be on your guard at all times. Like there's always a dangerous monster that's about to snap off your fucking leg and chew you alive. Think about that. Like you get out of your, I've seen so many videos of people like opening the door to their house and it's just a fucking alligator waiting at their door. It's like, holy shit. Because not half the time, but sometimes, when I get a bad night of sleep and I'm walking on my way to get like a morning coffee or something, I'm barely fucking there. I'm barely there in my mind and I'm just completely going on autopilot. And if there was any sort of alligator added to the mix, I'm like free fucking breakfast with that thing, man. It's gonna jack me up. It's gonna be a real problem there, a real actual problem, like Happy Gilmore. Yeah, actually, I do love Happy Gilmore. I showed Elsa Happy Gilmore for her American education recently, and she's learning. We're getting Elsa more accustomed to American life. That's what we're doing right now. They're like the hot pavement. Alligator, snakes, spiders, lizards equals Florida. Really? Is there spiders there too? Snakes? I guess I kind of knew that, but oh well. Elsa's gonna see one fucking gator and cry. She's gonna cry for like a month straight. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes or so, just letting people come on in. It's still pretty quiet here. Only 500 people, but it's the 500 good ones. We got 4 likes on this video, so it's not a good ratio, but you can't ask for more than that on a Thursday. I'm refreshing the page over here as well, making sure that my charts in the backgrounds are going to be hopefully as streamlined as possible. I got another setup to actually be presenting you with today as well. It's similar to what we have seen in the past for Monday, but I won't spoil the surprise too much. What's up, Salim? We'll get to XRP. My giant XRP candle ain't gonna suck itself. That's right, man. That's the problem with XRP, is that it actually doesn't matter who tries to suck on it. It's not gonna fucking move. You can hawk 2 all that shit all day long. Not gonna matter, man. Not gonna matter. XRP still an absolute pile of garbage. Well, I mean, maybe it's not a pile of garbage, but it's, in terms of making you money, it's not very good at that. which is the only thing that people really care about, anyways. I mean, holy shit! One of the things that I think what's up, Bear Nutrition? Good morning to you, man. One of the things is that the mechanic. Is that the mechanic? What's up, mechanic? I met a mechanic at the last fight night, man. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, that's the thing with all these cryptos, man. No one holds these cryptos because they're like, dude, if I hold these XRPs, do you know what that means? I can transfer money from bank to bank or something like that. It's like, no one gives a fuck about that. It's just number go up. Number go up is the most important thing. And really what it all comes down to at the end of the day. American Pie, says Raj. American Pie indeed, sir. What's up, Anderson 7? Yeah, it's very interesting to me that Hawk Tua like totally blew up. I don't know. Then again, it doesn't really take much to blow up, I guess. Like, remember that like that kind of like chubby lady on an airplane who was talking about some or an imaginary person over there who's not real or some shit. It doesn't take too much. It doesn't take too much. Good morning from Bangkok. Good morning to you as well, sir. I'm gonna work on the rest of this this caffeine over here. Then we'll get into it. I think that'll be about the right timing for everyone. XRP self-pleasures itself. I think that's a bit redundant, but yes, indeed. I mean, most of the time, it's not really pleasing itself at all. Remember Supreme Patty? I don't actually remember Supreme Patty. Good morning from Bulgaria. Holy shit, man. Good morning as well. She was thick. She definitely was thick. Yes, American thick. You know, you really get a different idea of what's in shape when you go to other places besides America, because like American average is Finnish fat, actually, is how it works. Elsa's very she was very sensitive to that when she was visiting America. She had never really seen like what an American fat person looks like, and well, it was a very enlightening thing, you know. Very, very good for that. Monkey boy indeed, says Rodney. Have you gone over Bitcoin? We haven't talked about anything yet. I'm still giving it a couple more minutes here as I work on my caffeine and I let some more people join on in, just so that we don't have to go backwards. So. We'll get to that soon enough. I think I have just about everything ready in the background now. Just double checking from my tabs. Okay, I think we're good there. We're good there. Just need to make sure that I present these properly. Going to be a little bit maybe on the shorter side here, but there is important things on Thursday. I do want to kind of bring up the sort of Thursday just general trade idea. In the same way that I have done for Monday as well. It's like my brain's breaking like 4. I feel like fucking Biden right now, man. Steven Smith says, yo, Cranny from Japan. Holy shit, man. That's another place that we'd absolutely love to visit and certainly will. It's just so damn far away, man. It's so damn far away. Crypto is a thing that unites the world. I guess. I don't know. I think still most people probably don't care for it that much. Good morning from your sauna. You're in my fucking sauna right now, dude. Well, enjoy, because I absolutely love that place. I go there every goddamn day. It's amazing. It's one of the best things about Finland. Morning from Canada. Good morning to you as well. Okinawa. Holy shit, we got a lot of Japanese people here. We actually just watching a video on Okinawa the other day. They are some of the most long-living people in the world, by the way. Very, very interesting place, which is, I mean, just anything that's Japanese is like 10 times cooler just by virtue of being Japanese. It's absolutely crazy to me that such a small island has had such a massive cultural impact on the rest of the world, you know, especially with like the anime shit. I mean, to me, anime is gay as fuck, but sorry, I didn't, that was a moment where the filter in my mind failed. Okay. Anime is very unique in its propositions, and it's very interesting to see how the rest of the world has taken on to this very creative endeavor. Yes, but I mean, look, everyone's seen some gay animes as well. It's called Pornhub, but it's called hentais. Yes, it's hentais. That's the right one. That's the tentacle one, right? Anyways, also video games. Yeah, they make the best video games. Holy shit! From Software is the best of the best of the best. I think I've played Elden Ring too many damn times now. Some genres are dodgy. Yeah, you could say that, man. It. All right, I'm almost done here on this one, and then I think we're just about good to go. Yes, highly respectable animated characters. That's right. That's right. Ahoy, Bitcoiner, says Catacombs. Ahoy to you as well, matey. Ahoy to you as well. Fuck, today was the day I was going to bring up the new stream, but I guess we'll have to wait until next week for that. It's also another reason. That's actually another reason why I really do want to move back, at least for like wintertime to America, because if we move to America, then stream times become so much better. Like I can do it in the morning. All the Americans can see it. The Europeans can see it as well. The rest of the world can go fuck themselves, but that's okay. And that's all that matters, right? All right, cool. I think I'm good to go here. BlackRock tentacles are all over the world. Perhaps they are, man. So we can just get right into this one. So first things first, I want to start off today with a revisiting of the daily statistics. This will play into sort of the Thursday setup that I am looking at right now. I gave up on Elden Ring DLC. I'm terrible. It was actually quite hard. The last boss, especially Thursday. Since 2024 began, it has been a little bit more weighted towards the negative side. But if we do go over the full history of Bitcoin, actually, Thursday has been actually the most likely day to close negatively. So again, we're just looking at a very small, data set right here. What does stand out, however, is that Thursday recently has been a pretty low volatile day, and we have seen relatively low returns on both sides at about 1.89 for the positive side versus losing an average of 1.75 on the negative side. So just looking at that alone, we can see, that creates a range today, basically around, 65,300 or so to the upside versus about, 63,000-ish even to the downside. I do think today is going to be a rather lackluster day, but it is a great day for a pullback, as we kind of said yesterday was likely to begin, over these past couple of days, actually since Tuesday. And that's kind of what we, what we've seen. Bitcoin stalled here a little bit on this rally. And if we do go a little bit more deep into Thursday's statistics, we can see that there actually is a setup here to be made. I'll explain the setup first. So in this particular instance, it's very similar to the Monday one. It's literally, I'm literally just testing a data set here where I would be opening up a short on Thursday at 0 UTC. That's what I'm trying to say, and exiting at 9 UT, or sorry, not 9, but 2100, so 9 p.m. UTC that same day. So relatively short trade here. I mean, it is a short trade, but also short in stature. And you can see that over the last 6 years, it has had general positive returns. Now you can see that it did give up a lot of these gains. I think this would be like in 2019, late 2019. But what's interesting to me here is that when we go into the performance number, we can see that the average winning trade was about 2.5%. Average losing trade also 2.5%. So again, just kind of getting more granular data on what we kind of expect for Thursday. More likely to pull back than not, and 2.5% to the downside puts Bitcoin like around 62,800, which, unfortunately, because I've not released the Fibbo Swanee video just yet, that is actually one of his major areas for downside, to be looking for higher lows, as is kind of mine. Mine's a little bit higher, more so in low 63,000, but not really a humongous difference right there. Again, to the upside, 2.5% to the upside would put Bitcoin basically around yesterday's high, $66,000 or so. More likely to trade to the downside than not. Again, when we do look at the strategy tester right here, does have a slightly over 50% probability for closing negatively here. But again, it's those returns that actually make this viable. I have not gone ahead and fully, what's the word I'm looking for, optimize this, but it's kind of like a working sort of theory that I'm kind of on at the moment to create a short strategy around. As we can see that there certainly is an edge there. It's just, I think that more can be gained from that. So likely to happen today. Basically, Bitcoin has had a nice move to the upside. it's time to consolidate this move a little bit. I do think that the downside is likely limited, basically 62,800 to the downside. I do think would probably be most of the move, if not all of the move. Personally speaking, I do think like low 63s is probably fine as well. To find that next sort of lower term time from higher low before higher term time from continuation. Moving on from there, I did want to speak about the 5-day time frame, which is actually closing tonight. Yeah, it is indeed closing tonight in 17 hours, 59 minutes, and 49 seconds. And again, something very, very interesting is going on right here. While we did see a pretty lackluster downside move, this particular setup can very easily swing around to providing an upside setup in which, well, we would be expecting like a 30 to 40% move to the upside. What we kind of expect from here is that 5-day BBWP is going to come down and once again contract, which it does look like it's already in the process of kind of hinting at. We'll see the next sort of open tomorrow, and assuming that does come down, I'd say that that's well underway to look very similar to what we did see just one summer ago. In fact, even the BBWP is in a very similar posturing here. This was July, where my cursor is currently at right now. This was July of last year compared with, July of this year. Like literally the same timing basically. And you can see the same sort of thing. Bitcoin, somewhat of a double top, if you want to call it that, rallies into essentially that first quarter high. Same thing over here. First quarter high, second quarter high. Is it second quarter? Yes, it is second quarter right here. And then pulls back, somewhat significantly. In this case, this was about a 25% move. About a 25% move to the downside from high to low. And what do we have over here? We have a 26.5% move from high to low. And from there, what we would expect is, about a month of kind of sideways grinding up around this green 55 exponential moving average. And then we'd expect, of course, the 5-day stochastic oscillator to cross the upside, which will happen actually tonight, assuming that Bitcoin closes today above 62,100. Also, simultaneously playing out this trendline regression here. From these last few lows, kind of like a best fits right there. But ultimately, I don't think, I'm not saying that this is going to like take off today or tomorrow or even this week or next week, but this is really setting in the sort of base for Bitcoin to launch higher. I would imagine around the end of this quarter, like end of August, maybe September, something like that, kind of similar to what we did see last year. And that could provide the impetus for the next, major continuation move to the upside. In this case, that would have targets probably close to like $90,000, and very much in alignment with what you're going to see from Swanee's look as well for the long term, as far as sort of in this next quarter and a half, we see a move probably somewhere into like the 80s, deep 80s, maybe low 90s. Bitcoin consolidates yet again, and then maybe, just maybe, there might be a tremendous explosive move around the first quarter of 2025, and we do see that one carry up into, in my opinion, probably somewhere between 110 to 120. His opinion, he's probably a little bit more bullish than me, but should be interesting to kind of follow up on. But Bitcoin doing what it needs to do here in order to make that a possibility again coming into the end of the year. Anyways, moving on from there, I do want to get into the HPDR ranges. Just looking at the daily, again, another thing that does suggest that short term we're probably in for consolidation here. I do think that downside is limited. I would not be expecting really anything below 62, but anywhere between 62.5 to 63.5 basically on a higher low would look good for the lower term time frames before higher term time frames once again take on over. And of course we do have the 5-day setup over here on the HPDRO, which was right here. And again, that one's going to close tonight, and it looks like, again, I mean, this is the same signals that we saw in the past that have produced macro lows or major lows within the context of bull markets. Only in bear markets have these signals led towards major continuation to the downside. So just another sort of point in favor of the long-term continuation here, and a very obvious way to be kind of invalidating long-term upside is, well, seeing as last week Bitcoin did confirm this as a higher low in the, let's call it like $57,000 territory on a closing basis. As long as Bitcoin's basically above there, especially as long as Bitcoin's above $60,000, I'd say direction is going to be up. Below there, okay, that gets called into question. But until then, the general sort of feeling on this channel is kind of what we've been saying before. Have to be bullish, and pullbacks are likely opportunities. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's the way that I'm looking at things, from a more long-term perspective. If I'm coming from like an investing sort of mindset right now. Anyways, I think we've spoken enough about the coins. Maddie GT says, "Yay, my coins indeed." What's up, Alex Switch? Good morning to you as well. That's probably enough for me. I'm going to get on into the comments now. We'll see what we have lined up here. I know XRP was first, but Elsa actually did not pick him up. But I remember. My mind is remembering right now. I remember. So we can check. I don't know if he actually wanted to look at XRP, but someone called at XRP, so we will look at XRP. Do I think that XRP is going to trade with a mark here and probably go to the upside with Bitcoin? Yes. Is it going to go up as much as Bitcoin pound for pound? Probably no. Again, XRP BTC is a much different chart than XRP USD, and this is a long-term macro downtrend here. And while I do think it actually very likely will rally against Bitcoin, I don't think that it's going to be reversing the trend. I think best case scenario, you do get yet another lower high. Shit, man, you need to literally from current price to the last major lower high would be a 230% move. Very unlikely to happen. Very, very unlikely to happen. I do think you could have a rather significant rally, maybe all the way back up to like 1,500 Satoshis, put another lower high, and then continue on with the macro downtrend. And, realistically, I don't have any reason to believe that that's not going to happen, because that's literally all that this thing has done ever since it's been born is go down on your fucking portfolio and go down on your, well, you can finish the rest of that sentence right there. Anyways, I'll get to the next one. We have Remy the Whippet. He says, "Sir, Andy versus Ethereum." Well, usually I like to talk shit about the shit coins, but it is the meme coins that, these are the ones that to watch during this cycle. And what do you know? I wasn't expecting anything for this chart, but this is not bad. Especially for something that's rather newer. This is really good, in fact. Anyways, in the short term, is this one likely to carry on with the current rally? Maybe it has one more splurt up to like, what is that, 100 millions, or sorry, 100,000s of a cent. I don't know. But overall, I do think that you are ranging for a while here. I do think it's most likely going to be something like this, where you test into this region. Maybe you've already kind of seen that move. You come back down, play out some sideways, and then when you see the rest of the market move in Bitcoin breakout, presumably we'd be expecting above this region, and that one trades for new highs. But a very, very obvious region to be looking at this one, as an invalidation point, is basically just these lows that you did see. What was this, last week? No, this was 2 weeks ago. Basically your July lows. Anywhere below there, okay, you got problems. But until then, you got to give most things the benefit of the doubt. I do believe in this portion of the market cycle, it's better to kind of err on the side of bullishness rather than bearishness, just as like a general sort of mindset, in my opinion. Ooh, I got that cold finished water. That's also another big thing. Whatever place that we move to, they got to have good water quality. They got to have good air quality. If they don't have it, I ain't fucking going. Elsa says you can't drink the water in America. That's true. It's true. You gotta get some sort of filter or something, I guess. Anyways, Joey Burton says, let's check out Total 3 4-hour daily weekly. I'm not sure how much it's going to matter on a 4-hour, but we can definitely check it out. So this is a total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then the dollar derivatives. Start high and finish low. Look, it's a similar chart to Bitcoin here, in the sense that, you probably have the next sort of major low right here. It's probably going to work its way up from there, but it is relatively weak towards it. So again, it kind of confirms my view that this is going to be, this cycle in particular is very much going to be like a coin picker's cycle. I don't think you're going to see what you've seen in past cycles where, kind of everything just rallies. I think you're going to see some things like barely rally, and then a very small amount relative to like the total amount of shitcoins in the world just absolutely fucking outperform everything in crazy fashion. Probably even the meme coins. That has been the trend this current cycle. But long term, do I think you have that next higher low end? Yes, I do think so. Do I think that this chart in general is going to be strong? No, I don't think so. Compared to like what I consider the index, which is Bitcoin, this one is, it's nowhere near prior all-time highs, obviously. But really only issues on this one if you do start to trade below like what 550 billion, something like that. Until then, sideways and up is the name of the game. But I really want to caution against looking at a chart like this. What you really want to be doing is you want to be looking at your individualistic favorite shitcoin and judging that. You don't want to say, hey, total 3 is bullish, so I'm going to be bullish on fucking derp coin. It's like, no, if derp coin isn't fucking bullish, it's probably not going to be a big winner during this cycle. I really want to harp on that point because I really don't think you're going to see everything in this market rally. I mean, most prior cycle shitcoins are just they are already dead in the water. I'm actually curious, like, here's a good one to kind of get the general idea for prior cycle shitcoin, and it's Litecoin. And what do you know, just completely uninteresting as far as charts goes. Yes, I mean, and in fact, actually, now that I look at it, it's basically the same chart as XRP. Actually, in fact, very, very similar to XRP. It's very likely gonna go up. It's just not as much as other things. It's relatively weak, and that's what I kind of think you're gonna see on most shits this cycle. Anyways, Joey Burton's back. He wants to look at MOG 4-hour and daily. Sure, we can look at that one. I happen to have looked at it just randomly because Elliot told me about it, and I know that it's quite good. Yeah, making new highs here. I remember we looked at this one last week. Let me actually pull up a different chart. I want to pull up my momentum chart. Can you pin my message? Okay, I will pin your message. Sure, put your message up, please. All right, just one moment here. Let's see. Okay, what was it again? Yeah, MOG. All right, let's look at it on a weekly. Yeah, I mean that's strong. I mean, again, you look like, yo, monkey boys, super chats will be prioritized in the chat. Spamming will hurt your beehole. That's from Elsa. Jesus Christ. Have some respect. Yeah, overall, very, very strong one here. Do I think it's going to take off like today from here? No, I don't. I do think that this one probably comes back down and tries for a higher low. Where would higher low watch be around? I guess, actually, we already kind of have the LARP lines in here. Short term could very easily come back down to whatever the 50% level is right here. But this one is an example of a relatively strong shitcoin, actually. I mean, it has gone up this whole cycle. Sorry, not even this whole cycle, but since last year, this one's actually relatively strong. It is interesting to me, but you got to call a spade, and I do think meme coins this cycle these are going to be the big winners, just like DeFi was in 2020. Meme coins, to many people's dismay, are going to be the ones that continue to hold this cycle up. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if this one makes new highs this month, but very likely coming in August, I would imagine. There's nothing really concerning about this chart, man. It's just, where does the next pullback come into? And, realistically, all of its higher lows. I'd only have issues with this chart if you do start to trade below your June lows right here. I don't think that's happening. It's quite far away from current price action. So again, just for reference, like you can pull back quite a fair bit here from current price. Let's see, you could pull back 25% and still be on like a major higher low. That's sort of the enlightening feature of this chart. It's really fucking crazy, man. Again, kind of wrapping it up. Yeah, I do think higher overall. The question is a pullback first? And, I think it wouldn't be asking for too much to pull back a little bit first. Maybe not as far down as what I was suggesting. But again, long term, the trend is your friend if you just let it be. Michael Longcar says, Popcat, 4-hour and daily. Oh, we got some more shitcoin meme coins here. Wait, Popcat or PopChat? Okay, Pop Derp. Pop Derp. 4-hour and daily. Got it, man. Okay. I've never heard of this exchange. Pith Exchange sounds terrible. CoinEx probably is the one to go to. Very similar chart actually to the last one that we just looked at. I pretty much have the same things to say about it. This one probably makes new highs sooner rather than later, actually. I don't really have any sort of like price target for something like this, just too new, but just let the trend be your friend. Look, there ain't nothing bearish about this thing as long as it's above 40 cents. Just let it do its thing. Right now, trading at, oh my God. So it could literally have a 50% pullback and still be, it wouldn't necessarily be a lower low just yet, but very, very close to it. So again, same thing as the last chart. I don't think you're going to get a humongous pullback here, maybe 65 cents if it even happens. Overall, this one is, again, trending, and the trend is your friend, and just let it go. Just let it fucking go, man. Just let it fucking go. Very interesting to see a lot of these meme coins. It's just tremendously strong, and this one is no different here. So I guess if we had to put a number on it, I mean, maybe like 60 to 70 cent pullback or something like that would be okay. There'd be a big percentage wise move, but long term, the trend is set. Now just let it do its thing, man. I'm gonna take another sip of this water. Christopher Forland from North Korea. No, that's Norway. It's NOK. It looks like North Korea to me, but no, that's North Korean krona. The krona, paid versus Ethereum. All right, so paid. So this is. It's Norwegian krona. Okay. Again, look, paid. Which it sounds like it might be a legitimate thing. Like, hey guys, we're trying to create paid network. It's going to put payments on the blockchain or something like that. Fucking garbage. Fucking garbage compared to meme coins that we just looked at. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Terrible. Just fucking terrible. As usual. As usual. Very, well, very nasty. Let's ask the lefties what they have to say about this. Is it good or bad? Yes. That's right. Elsa loves the lefties. All right. Yamichi. Australian dollar versus the yen. Okay, let's check it out. I actually really like looking at Forex myself. AUD versus JPY. I haven't looked at this. Sorry, I just completely wrecked it up there. I haven't looked at this pair though, to be honest. Let's see. Well, looks like you got a weekly top in there. Yeah, Aussie dollar probably, well, okay, long term, this one is going to break out, but is it ready on this particular move? I don't think so. You're testing like almost 25 year long resistance, my lines, right there. I don't think that this is the move that's actually going to break out. I do think that this move is likely to retrace, but long term, this one very likely will break out here. I do like the macro high or low in this one. It's just, how much can this thing pull back first, maintain that overall uptrend, and then try again towards that long-term 107.37 region. I mean, shit, man, this thing could pull all the way back to like a weekly level at 90.73 and still be long-term in that sort of reversal frame. But again, going to take its time. I'd be looking for next move down. That's really all that I have to say about that. So anyways, you're saying for my trip to Japan later this year. Okay, so that means that, oh yeah, you should go right now. You should go like right now. This thing's going to go down. You should go like now, dude. Book that flight. Nine Breaker says Ondo Daily. I appreciate you. Thanks, man. I appreciate you as well. Let's look at Ondo Finance. Again, something that purports itself to be legitimate. Let's see if the chart says the same. Better than the other thing that we looked at, the other sort of paid network. This thing. Not as strong as the meme coins, funnily enough. But it does look like it's kind of doing something similar to what we looked at last time we charted this one, which was probably last week. And I'd still be looking for sideways here. Maybe test the topside boundary of this region at like 121st, but I'd be looking for sideways in this one to kind of be like a late bloomer and breakout, maybe the last quarter of this year. It's not as strong as the memes, but not as weak as some of the other things that we've seen. So it's kind of like par for the course, middle of the road there. Not amazing, but not terrible certainly, and definitely better than average as well. It has been having a nice consistent uptrend since the dawn of time for this one. So got to respect that. I just think it takes time here. I think it's going to take time trading sideways within this range, and then you actually see a real move. A real try, maybe late August, early September, something like that, man. Anyways, moving on, we have Michael Longcar. He's back. He's looking at Brett 4-hour and daily. Okay, everyone loves this Brett thing. This Brett, another meme coin, and let's see what the memes are going to be doing on this one. Is it good or is it bad? We'll go to CoinEx for this highly esteemed piece of technology, and same chart as the last one that we just looked at. In fact, the LARP lines here still doing their thing as well. So, do I think that it comes back down somewhere around range lows? Maybe yes, but ultimately long term, something like this goes sideways in there. It's the exact same. It's literally the same shit as what we just looked at. I'll be looking for sideways here for a while, and then an actual try to the upside. And Yeah, looking at the weekly, long-term fine. These are the things that are going to be best to be watching during this cycle. This thing actually might try an upside move this month as well. It's very well possible. Again, just nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above 10 cents. Below 10 cents, okay, we can talk about reversals. But until then, most things and most things that we're going to be looking at today that are good for the cycle are just generally going to be like buy and wait, at least in my opinion. Of course, again, this is not fun fuss. I'm just kind of saying what I'd be thinking in these sort of potential investment hypothetical scenarios. Looking at a 4-hour time frame, I'm guessing, might retest this high yet again at 14 cents and then come back down. But anywhere between 10 cents and 15 cents is going to be more long-term bullish. So I'd kind of just give it its time, similar to what we just looked at on the past couple shitcoins. Time attacks is Trump on the 4-hour. Okay, is this a real thing? Is Trump doing well? Okay, we'll do MEXC, I guess, for this one. Not doing well, man. You think that the fucking sniper didn't miss by looking at this chart? Do I think it can pick itself up here? Maybe yes, but it's relatively weak compared to the other stronger things that we looked at today. Looking at the daily, I do think that this one does come down first. You're seeing daily momentum turning back down, freshly rejecting, getting out of the bearish control zone, and it's coming in on a lower high as well. So I do think you will come back down somewhere closer to, I guess my LARP line's already there, probably comes down closer to these lows that you saw from early July. I don't know if it's going to break there. I don't know if I'd say this exactly. I do think it's going to have a chance to actually dig itself in for a major low there, but just relatively weak compared to the other stronger things that we've seen today. Is kind of how I'm looking at that one, ma'am. All right, just another moment. Can do on Ethereum on non-log chart, please. Oh, okay. All right. Can do versus. I don't care. Kenderp, very similar to a lot of the other stronger shitcoins that we've seen today. Again, long-term holds a long-term uptrend, so that's always a good sign. It's always what I'm looking for first and foremost. Second, do I think it's going to be trading in a similar range to a lot of the other things that we looked at today as well? Yes. Do I think short-term it probably comes back down, maybe closer to the range lows? Probably yes as well, But similar to the other ones, as long as it holds this range, that is going to be long-term bullish. Really only problems if you see it trade below its July lows. Which I don't think is happening here, especially with the way that Bitcoin's looking. But, more sideways there is going to be considered better. And then, of course, I should say, though, that if you do trade below July lows, be aware this thing is going to turn around fucking fast. And you should expect probably another 50% move to the downside from there. It'd be pretty nasty if it did happen. But, I do think right now it's the time to be a little more lenient on charts and just giving them the benefit of the doubt, assuming that Bitcoin just, maintains its current standing and doesn't really trade again below $60,000. It's kind of like a good, just general round even number to be aware of. As long as Bitcoin's above there, it's going to be better to be erring on the side of leniency for most shitcoins rather than not. Especially for the stronger ones, which this one actually is, to be fair. Although I am looking at it versus Ethereum, so I don't know how it'd look versus the dollar. Anyways, moving on, we have Andrew Miramontes. He's looking at Kaspa, symbol KASK. I think this was one of the better ones as well. I forget though. Casta, is this no, it's not Carl's thing. Again, long term, I'm always going to like some like this, right? It's been around since 2022, so even better than many of the other shitcoins that we've seen today because it's been around for longer and it's had that long-term uptrend for longer as well. I mean, shit, even in November of 2022 when everything was, struggling, this thing actually rallied. It's a really good sign long term. Now, of course, it's already played out a pretty tremendous move to the upside. I do think that this one still has more moves to the upside, but similar to a lot of the other charts we've seen today, I do think that short term, could very easily pop back down a little bit. I don't know if it's coming as low as these LARP lines right here. I don't know what I had these marked off of from before, but I do think it could very easily come back down to 16 or 17 cents even, still be a higher low, and then try again to the upside. But for now, it's similar to the other charts in that short term, it probably does have a local high in, probably does work its way a little bit south, but I'd be looking for higher lows. Again, just better to be lenient, especially on something that's been this strong for this long. That's just, in my opinion, a really, really good sign long term. Okay, let's see. Farhan says Pi Cuckle High moving average is approaching 100,000. I actually haven't looked at that in a while. Let's see. the derp chart. Let's check it out. I'm going to get rid of some of these over here. Boom and boom. Okay. All right. Let's see where it's at. Is it? Yeah, it actually is. It's it's almost $97,000 now. And to be fair, we've never seen a Bitcoin cycle high that did not fail to get above that moving average. Yeah. So minimum $98,000 a cycle for Bitcoin, or at least as of right now. Obviously, that number will go up. It is very interesting to see that basically, again, Bitcoin has found its footing at the green moving average here, which it has in the past as well after that first rejection of the white. You know, same shit over here. Same shit over here. I think in 20, and same thing over here in 2020 as well. Interesting. Actually, yeah, I'm glad you called that one out. I haven't been looking at that one recently. Okay, let's see. Stephen Weston is back. He's looking at, he said, good morning, Krown hung well. Could you look into base Brett? Did we look at that earlier? Is that the same thing as Brett? Let's see. Yeah, I think it is the same thing as Brett. Yeah. Well, wrong chart to be looking at, but short term, do I think it comes back down to like 12 cents? Maybe yes, but I have to give it the benefit of the doubt. Is this the same thing? I think it is the same thing. I think it is. Let me just double check because I should have what was it? Based Brett. I'm based. Yeah, same shit right here. I do think that, probably does come back down closer to range lows, but anywhere between 10 cents and 15 cents long term is going to be good for the BULAs. Like, just only issues here if you're below July lows. That would be the only concerning thing. Yeah. Andrew 787 says Super 4 on daily tell Ayla to bring the pumpage. I think he's preparing something, but who knows? Let's check it out over here. It's a very interesting one to me because for this cycle, it actually has done decently, but I never like it when my shitcoins don't get above their prior cycle highs. Anyways, a lot of things I like for this current low. You're seeing weekly stochastic momentum turning back onto the upside above, assuming this thing closed above 57 cents at the end of this week. Also would be technically not divergence there, but close. Also, off your range lows, it's probably going to try closer towards $1, not 90 cents to $1 on this next rally. But similar to a lot of the other shitcoins that we've seen, I do think that this one continues with a range here. So something like this for a while, and then you try like the real breakout, Q4 of this year. Here's what a monthly looks like. Yeah, it's a hard chart to love right here. I mean, I don't like this macro lower high on momentum turning down. So it really does need to actually put in the higher low and actually push through here to new highs. Otherwise, I'd say this one's probably dead in the water. But yeah, well, we shall see. I guess, another easy way of just kind of calling this one an invalidation or just a failure here would be below your July lows yet again. I mean, it seems that's pretty consistent amongst most shitcoins today. So I'd be aware of those for just about anything that I'm looking at. But just like most of the other things, I think you do give this thing the benefit of the doubt for right now. It's just need to see this next rally, like within these next couple months here, I'd say actually trade back above the 130 high that you see from March. If you see that, really good sign. This thing will rip if that does happen. But this is kind of its chance to prove itself and take it out of the just ordinary shitcoin drawer from prior cycle and put it into new, highly shiny, amazing technology drawer, I guess. Anyways, I'm at the bottom of the chats here. I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to the regular chats as well and just see what's up. I see a lot of shitcoin shills as well, and fair enough. KW says, "Hey Krown, thanks for the content. Been watching every day for the last couple months after Elio Trades recommended your channel. Awesome, man. Yeah, Elio Trades a really good friend. Met him in person actually. He's so fucking cool, man. I love that guy. I fucking love that guy. My dream is that all of my crypto friends will realize one day. It's like, guys, we need to just go and buy land in some area and set up our own community and just we'll all buy guns, we'll all buy a bunch of weed, and we'll all have like our children and they go to school together, and that'll be really nice. That's my dream one day." Anyways, the Video Kingdom says UBXS weekly. Okay, UBXS. I don't think I've seen this thing before. It looks new to me at least. I guess we go to MEXC for this thing. Long term, I mean, It does have a nice uptrend since last year. It has given up a lot more gains than the stronger shitcoins on this current downturn beginning in March. So I'd say it's relatively weak compared to a lot of the other things that we've seen today. But, you know, short term here, daily, I do think it's going to rally off this low. I do think you're going to see a move at least towards like 20 cents or so. And then you get to kind of play the same game that we've been looking at on many of the other shitcoins today, in that, you know, sideways in here is going to be good. Below your Jalolo is going to be bad. But I don't think it's ready just yet. So next move, yeah, I do think it's going to pop up probably closer to 20 cents. I don't think it's ready to break out just yet, however, though. But yeah, short term, very likely does try some upside from here. And then we come back to it after that, basically. Is Finnish weed good? Well, there's no such thing as Finnish weed. It comes from Russia, actually. And, well, you can probably figure it out from there, man. You can probably figure out why Russians are so sad, man. Just the Krown utopia sounds cool. Yes, exactly. We need like an island or something like that. An island. Yeah, Elliot is a goat. Elliot is actually really, really great, man. He's not appreciated enough in this space. He really actually does care about giving out good information. I can say that like firsthand. Like, this guy really, 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 really is. He's actually a special person in this space. Someone to definitely watch, man. Something to definitely watch. No wife sharing in Bitcoin Valhalla, though. Well, I wasn't planning on doing any swinging, man. Why do you swingers always look like the way that they look? That's the real question, man. Like anyone who does swinging or like polyamory or any of this shit, like, why do they always look like that? Why do they always look like? Why do vegans always look like that?
Attractive? Is that the word you?
They have a very specific look. Why do they always look like that? I fuck with Elliot Trades. He's great, man. He truly is great. Please, your opinion on TIA weekly chart. Sure, we can look at some garbage over here. No problem. TIA Celestia Derp. Let's see what this one's doing. I actually probably shouldn't talk about shit about it just yet. It looks like the LARP lines are playing out again. We have gotten, well, close. It's relatively weak compared to the other news cycle shitcoins. In fact, I'd say this is pretty bad, if anything. I mean, how big has this retracement been? 80% retracement from the highs. You know, the strong ones did not retrace more than like 20 to 30%, which is even crazy to begin with. But is it going to rally off this low here? Probably yes. Is it as strong as the other shitcoins we've seen today? Fuck no, it's not. In fact, even short term, I'm not so convinced this one even rallies from here short term. Actually, it could very easily retest, you know, somewhere back down to like $5.50 first before trying for a bounce. But this is not good. This is not a good sign here. Even if it does join the rest of the market and rally up a bit, it's not going to be as strong as other things. Like, that's not a good sign, man. Monthly, yeah, it probably has a low in here, probably does rally. It's not going to be as good as the other things. I mean, shit, man, you know, this thing could rally from current price to the all-time high 240%, and not even being an uptrend yet. I mean, it's not a good sign. There are so many better things to be watchful of that are just easier charts than this. I mean, the hope here is basically something like this, where it, you know, might come back down a little bit, puts in a higher low there, trade sideways for a while, and then maybe you get one more try towards like, I don't know, $15 or something like that in the coming months. But just uneventful and just unimpressive compared to most things that we've seen. Let's see. Time attacks. Any thoughts on what the fuck is this? Is this a chart? Okay, I'm gonna type this in and see what comes up. K1M6A gang. That's not on TradeView, my man. Any thoughts on Kimba game? Is that it? I don't know. I've never heard of him. Again, I don't really spend my time watching like other content creators. I want my content to be fresh. So I'm guessing that's like another chartist or something like that. No, I don't know him, and well, I'm sure he's great, man. Who the fuck knows? The Video Kingdom says fetch AI. Sure. All right. Fetch. I remember this is a prior cycle shitcoin, so probably not gonna be great. No, it's actually decent. It's actually decent here long term. Let's just double check. Yeah, better than most long term, actually. Short term, do I think this one's going to rally off this low? Yes. It has a really good signal here with weekly momentum turning back up above 118. You do have some divergence here building as well from the last lows like about a year ago. I do think it's going to rally back up, probably closer to $2 in the coming month or two. And again, plays out a sideways range, but anywhere above your July lows is going to be good long term. Sets it up for a breakout probably in the last quarter of this year to new highs. Something like that, man. All right, let's see what else we got. The monkey trades futures. What's up? A lot of monkey boys today. What are you looking at? Traditionals? You want to look at like SPY and NASDAQ? I don't actively trade these. I just invest in these long term. I don't watch it all that often. Look, I put out a chart on Twitter last week saying, hey, I think NAS and probably SPY have some short-term highs in. I have the same opinion here. What am I looking at? I'm looking at weekly stochastic momentum turning down off of a doji dildo reversal top. You got a nice little gap coming in around 19,700. You got volatility coming back into a contraction phase after hitting sort of like the last explosive high that we did see. This is a good area for a pullback. Long term, I'd still be bullish. How it could easily pull back to this gap, hit the 382, and then continue on. If things do go more from there, I'm looking towards 19,000 or just above 19,000, and then you got 18,600. I think one of those areas is going to be the next higher low. But short term, yeah, very likely pulls back. Yeah, daily time frame. If it bounces today, I do think that's going to be an opportunity for this one to sell out of this one and probably get in lower. Yeah, ultimately, long term still bullish. Short term, local high, very likely to work its way a little bit south. Short term. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got CZ. He's back. He's looking at Mishi. Did we look at this one earlier? Mishi. Mishi. Okay, Mexi, I guess. Okay, barely any history. Kind of similar to the Trump coin in a way. This one's actually quite difficult here to me because it's been around for a very short amount of time, and we don't all I see is that it has a higher low in, yes, but it does not have a higher high. And so I'd really be waiting for that in order to jump on like the bull train, which basically above like 28 cents, 29 cents, something like that. I do think it probably does push through here. Again, I do think just in general, it's better to be erring on the side of bullishness at this point in the market cycle. But if I'm just looking at this chart, I'd be a little more agnostic towards that. I guess 17.5 cents would be a good sort of invalidation for something like this. Sideways in here is going to be okay for the Bulas, but yeah, just the lack of history kind of puts me a little bit on edge. But I'd be mindful of the higher low and respect that first. Again, all things considered, and just be aware of where the invalidations are and let it do what it's going to do, I guess. But not the most obvious chart to me. Anyways, let's see. I need to take another sip of this water. I see Anderson 7 and 7. He's looking at Coinbase. Yeah, we can look at that. It's another stock that I've been holding long term. We didn't put out a chart on this one, but we did include it in a video, I think like last week, coming into this week. And one of the big focuses was, hey, you got a weekly higher low in here. And I do think that this, again, bodes very, very well for just the general sort of crypto ecosystem. You got extremely low volatility on this consolidation that began in March, and weekly momentum is about to turn up on a higher low. I really like that setup. And you see a lot more of these obvious setups in traditional markets. I do think that this one will probably retest the highs of March, in this next month or two. And then I do think that this one will make actually new highs sometime this cycle. Overall, I like it. I have no reason to be bearish on this thing as long as you're above your June lows, which is basically $200 or very low $200. Just let it do its thing. It's going to take its time, but let it do its thing monthly. I think I do think pushes through, maybe not this month, but probably August or especially September. Overall, very, very good in my opinion. It's doing what it needs to do at the right times, and you get just always. I'm going to love a nice, obvious uptrend like this. So that's what I'd be looking at for something like this, man. Let's see. Man Blair Pig says OMUSD. Okay, OM. What is this thing? Sounds great. Mantra. Deep weekly, please. Derp. Derp weekly. Thanks, man. Don't move to Montana. Why not Montana? I don't know anything about Montana, anyways. Again, it has to be a warm place. Warm for the winter. Warm for the winter. That's the idea. Decent. I mean, good here. Good. This thing's been a prior cycle shitcoin. It has made new highs. Had a nice consolidation around the prior all-time highs. You're seeing weekly momentum turn up on new all-time highs. You're seeing volatility expand on new all-time highs as well. I'd be looking for this rally to continue, actually. An example of something that is quite strong. Pretty obvious breakout from your last sort of range highs here. Other than that, I just let it do its thing, man. I think this one actually continues first rather than pulls back. So any sort of Bitcoin strength or even Bitcoin holding sideways should benefit this thing a lot. If it did pull back, I guess I'd be looking towards like $1, but that'd be an opportunity. I actually think it's a little bit less likely you see something like that. I think that this one's trending right now. One of the best charts we've seen today, actually. Yeah. Very, 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 very good, actually. Very, very good. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Elsie. Elsie says, Matic, 1 hour, please. Looking for a good place to sell. Well, I don't know anything about your entry or your strategy or anything like that. It sounds like you don't really have a strategy if you just entered in and you don't know where you're going to sell yourself. So that's always interesting. But as far as hourly goes, I mean, if I'm looking at the weekly, I think that you got a major low in here, to be honest. But again, I don't know your fucking strategy. I mean, it sounds like you don't really know your strategy either, to be honest, because you probably have these things defined in advance. I mean, it sounds like you bought somewhere in here, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if I was looking at this and I'm thinking long term, I think this thing pops up towards like 75 to 80 cents pretty easily. I think you got a lot of things going in your favor right here as well. You got potentially a major low in. You got weekly momentum turning back up above 45 cents. You got the rest of the market, holding things decently as well. I think this one continues a decent amount, but if I'm just on an hourly, I'd be targeting the Wednesday high here, somewhere around 55 cents or 56 cents, sorry. Something like that. So again, it depends on whatever your strategy is, you should really stick with that. But if you're asking where to get out, it tells me that you probably don't have that defined to begin with. So you're playing with fire, Elsie. You're playing with fire. This one's probably going to work out for you, but long term, I don't know about that. That's a plan to fail. But fair enough. I don't know. It's none of my business anyways. CZ says, not MEXC. You can search Mishi on TradingView, whatever the fuck. Okay. We already looked at it, man. First one, Mishi Soul on look, if God damn, man, it's so fucking annoying. On Radium Solana. Okay. So this garbage here, is this chart different than the one that we looked at? I don't think so. I think it's just plotted against a different denominator. But sorry, I do apologize. My autistic rage is just everyone hates getting told when they're wrong. To me, range probably just hit the range high, so it probably comes back down a little bit. I don't know, closer to 15 cents. I don't. What's the difference between this chart and the one that we looked at? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This actually does provide a little bit of color on the prior chart. Yeah, I'd certainly be. I'd certainly be looking at this one as more likely to break back up to the upside, assuming that these two charts are related, because the prior one had more of a long-term uptrend, and this is very clearly a higher low within the context of that. So it does make that one a little bit easier, I guess, just overall looking for more up. Yeah, fair enough. All right, my apologies. Jimmy Sanchez says, Sui on daily, please. Thank you, sir. All right, let's check it out. Sui. All right, what's this? Not good. Yeah, again, another current cycle shitcoin that is an example of not strong. At least it hasn't made new lows. And I do think it will rally from here, but compare that with all of the new cycle shitcoins that are not just making higher lows, but they're making new highs as well. This one has not. So I do think it's going to rally here, as are most things. It's just, is it going to be as good pound for pound as other things that you could be in? Very unlikely not. So I do think that it'll rally here. I do think that you probably even get a test towards like 115, 120-ish region. Maybe even it does make a new high overall, but it's certainly not the most obvious one. And short term, do I think it's probably around a range high here? Most likely, yes. Short term, I do think it could maybe spike this area one more time, but after that, probably come back down maybe 75 to 80 cents or so. Still sideways here, does set it up well for the last quarter of this year. It's just there's other things that are like just hinting at actual breakouts sooner rather than later. This thing is not. There we go. Banana Man says Tesla. All right, we'll check it out. Tesla, huh? Last time we looked at it, we were looking at this one actually bullish. Let's see how it's done now. Yeah. Okay. It did hit. It did hit this implied target here, basically around that implied target. Is it going to come back down from this region though? I mean, it's very clearly consolidating here, but I'd actually give it a chance to try another move to the upside. I'm not convinced that this is going to be a reversal here. I think that it's just going to be a consolidation. Let's see what a monthly looks like. Yeah, monthly I like. Yeah, it might pull back a little bit more, certainly possible, but I would be very respectful of the monthly. You got a higher low in here. Momentum's turning back onto the upside. You're already at your last prior high, so I think that this one pushes on through. Tesla actually looking good here long term. Sorry, I didn't mean to look at a 4-month, but a 3-month would be more interesting. Yeah, same thing. I actually really like that as a quarterly higher low. So, you know, yeah, it might pull back a little bit short term for sure. I think worst case scenario, maybe like 213, 215-ish region, but a long term, I think that this thing is like putting in a major low here and it's going to work its way up. Yeah, I actually like it. Let's see. Okay. Nim says, can you please check the long-term chart for Caspa? We literally just did that, man. Do you want to look at Tau, symbol TAO? Okay, we can look at this great thing. I'm sure this one's going to be absolutely amazing. Holy fuck, sir. Jesus Christ, man. All right. It's a new cycle shitcoin and it's made new lows. Bad. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. But what can you expect? The question is that if Bitcoin does continue on with its current rally, which I think that it will, overall, long term, does this thing rally from here? Probably yes. I mean, it probably would. It's just, again, not going to be as strong as some of the other newer shitcoins that we have seen. You know, in the short term, is it going to be finding a range high here? I'm really not confident on that. I do think it could trade a little bit higher before it does provide a little bit of a short-term reversal, but long-term, I'm just not interested in this chart. I do think that it'll rally from here, as will most things. Just, is it going to rally as much as some of the other stronger shitcoins we've seen today? Probably not. At least in my opinion, probably not. Okay, cool. Jacob is saying BitF bull cycle targets, please. Sir, there's no way to do something like that. There's actually no way to do something like that in my opinion. There are areas of interest to the upside, but you can't ever really say that that's like a bull cycle top. You know, you don't know. And weird things do happen. Do I think that this thing's going to test $4? Yeah, I do think it is. Probably in the next month or two, if I had to guess. Do I think it's going to break out from there? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what's its bull cycle target? Who the fuck knows, man? There's no way to know that, in my opinion. Absolutely no way to know that. What I can tell you though is that I'd be extremely bullish on this one if you start to see price close above like $5.50. This one is going to make new all-time highs, probably closer to $15 to $20 overall. But you know, other than that, I really don't have an opinion on this as far as like bull cycle targets go. It's just that would be my sort of criteria for remaining like very, very bullish on this thing. It's just right here. To me, respect the trend. And yeah, I would be looking for a move like that. It's just long term. If your question quite literally is like bull cycle targets, just not able to be done, and anyone who's telling you otherwise, just they're completely lying to your face. It's more so like the real skill is figuring out when a reversal happens on a macro scale, not predicting where the high is going to be, because there's no way to do that. And there's so many weird and bizarre things that can happen. It just puts you in a really bad mindset, in my experience, for trading or investing long term. It's more so about waiting for an actual confirmed reversal. And right here, you don't have that. You have literally continuation of uptrend as of right now. So I'd just be interested in that and just realize that, hey, this thing is not in danger of reversing at all at this moment. In fact, it's in danger of continuing from here, if anything. Derek Delgado says, can you chart OXO? What is this thing? This seems familiar. I don't recall this thing. Look, again, as far as, I guess this thing's a newer shitcoin. Is this the right one even? Let me go to BitDerp. Yeah, it does seem to be the right one. Okay, so we'll go back to the one with Blowfin. What the fuck is Blowfin? I do think that it will rally a little bit more from here, but probably does pull back somewhere around the prior range high, like 25 cents, 26 cents, somewhere around there. Again, just like most shitcoins, I do think that trading sideways within this current range is going to be overall good, but I don't think it's ready to break out to, above this level anytime soon. I think this is more of a setup for like later this year, maybe September, October. But assuming that it holds sideways within here, that is going to be a bullish setup rather than a bearish one. It's just, I'm not, this one did pull back pretty severely from its all-time high. Yeah, another 76.5% pullback. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Insane, man. Insane. Anyways. Jimmy Sanchez says, one more. PP on daily. All right, PP on daily. PP on my face. Okay, let's see what PP's doing. Just stop it, okay? I don't want to hear anything from you, like, ever, honestly. Just, you will speak when spoken to. What did I say about talking, like, for real? Jesus Christ. It's like, ha ha ha, no talking, ha ha ha. It's like, that also means laughing, you silly Sally. PP, again, probably a very positive consolidation here. This one actually does like it could break out from its current level. Weekly time frame potentially will turn back up. Actually, I don't have enough decimal places on this one to even know. But it is better to err on the side of continuation of range here rather than breakout as of right now. I guess the LARP lines are still somewhat working here. Maybe it spikes this area one more time, but I'd be looking for it to do more sideways here before an actual try to the upside. Yeah, I don't think it's ready just yet. But again, another meme coin that's consolidating at a very, very high level. When I look at the monthly, I mean, this thing probably does try for new highs, probably August if I had to guess. So I'd kind of be looking for sideways within that range until then. But overall, it's a good setup, for that sort of time frame. Again, similar to the other things, I really don't have issues with this thing if it trades below your July lows. Until then, it's just better to be more lenient on most of these charts that we've seen today, for sure. Doesn't mean it's going to work out 100%, but that has been the general call. And the right move overall. At some point it won't be the right move, but I don't think this cycle is over just yet. So that's kind of what I'd be saying for that. What's up, Kendrick to Camps? All good, man. Let's see. Johnny K Beat says Rune on 4 hour and daily. Okay, Rune. Let's see. This is a prior cycle shitcoin as well. Let's see how it's doing now. Daily is actually looking good for continuation. Weekly is long-term, not super impressive, but does it trade up from here? Yeah, very, very likely, yes. It has that same sort of setup that we've seen on some of the past cycle shitcoins, where you're coming off of a in this case, not necessarily a higher low, but a low with momentum turning back up in volatility in an expansive posturing. So I do think it's going to trade up from here, maybe even trades back up towards like $6 or $7. It's actually a pretty humongous move from where it's currently at. But just, I think there's more interesting things for this cycle. If you're thinking in terms of opportunity cost, the monthly I'm not super hot on. Similar to super, no pun intended. As long as this thing's below your March highs, it's hard to get super excited about, because this thing could just as easily, let's say the rest of the market goes to shit at some point, could just easily do something like this. As it could, just straight up from here. So that's kind of the problem with a lot of these weaker prior cycle shitcoins. But short term, do I think it trades up? Yes. Long term, do I think it trades up? Probably also yes as well. I mean, the weekly does have at least a one try to the upside here. And then the question is, do you start to clear above that last lower high or not? If you do, all right, then fair enough. This thing's going to make new highs on the years and probably trade into double digits again. Or I mean, it is going to trade into double digits again at that point. Again, only issues if you trade below your July lows at that point. Get ready for some red dildos. But until then, I just think it's better to be giving things the benefit of the doubt right now. That's my general view. All right. Nosana. We could look at Nosana. I remember that one, that name popping up. Oops. Okay, NOS. Okay, guess this one should be the right one. Looks weak. It does look relatively weak compared to a lot of the other stronger shitcoins we've seen. In fact, even the daily is, this thing is actually just distributing right here. This is the first chart that I've seen that is very obviously going to come back down. Probably closer to like 220, 225 region. I guess the hopium is that you bounce there again and then pull a reversal out of your bunghole, but. Yeah, very, very weird chart here long term, like very weird chart. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'd be looking for next move down and then just pray to Boolah Jesus for a bounce off of like 2.25. If it doesn't bounce there, kind of wrecked actually. I'm American, but in Japan, is so many people in Japan. Like, what the fuck? I heard that it was actually like impossible to emigrate to Japan, but it seems like there's so many people who've done that can't be true. We've already looked at Ondo, Costodon. Like I literally looked at it specifically for you, like 5 to 10 minutes ago. See, this is the problem with chat spammers. They don't even pay attention when they get called out. Crazy, man. What's up, Simply Gains? Another like super OG of this channel. What's up, man? New all-time high on IWM sometime this year. Let's check it out. It's not something that I haven't really been watching the wrestle myself, but because I don't really invest in it. But do I think it's going to print a new all-time high this year? Definitely possible. Yeah, definitely possible. I mean, you are getting a breakout from a multi-year long range here. See what the quarterly looks like. Yeah, I think you're going to retest the prior all-time highs probably this quarter. And then, yeah, could it make new all-time highs in fourth quarter? Yeah, I think it's definitely possible here. This one's set up. I mean, it's a 2-year long range being resolved right now. You have to respect that, right? So I'd generally be of that opinion. How high can it go? I guess we could pull up some fib targets here just to see. I don't know how trustworthy this will be, but areas of interest, the upside, a big one's going to be about 275. You got 250 and 275, and then obviously 300 is going to be a big one as well. It's like every increment of 25 bucks. All right, Waves for Life. What's up, man? Ethereum daily, weekly. Much love to you and Queen. Who's Queen? Ethereum. All right, let's check out Ethereum here. Let's go to the index. Is this right? Yes. That is right. You're looking at daily, weekly. Okay, let's go to the weekly look. Whoops, can't see shit there, Captain. Ethereum is very interesting to me here just because it trades sloppily. But this current consolidation here, let me get rid of all this shit. Hold on. This current consolidation here is like eerily similar to Bitcoin of last year, summer last year. I'm talking about this area where it rallies up, comes back down, rallies up, comes back down to that same low, and then rallies. I think that's basically what's happening as well. Again, I'm just generally going to be lenient towards most charts, just keeping the sort of crypto cycle in mind right now. And this one, yeah, I think it's kind of the same thing. Let's see, where's our stochastic momentum pivot? It's 35.72. Just holding it, yeah, just holding it up above 3,300 is going to be good enough to maybe not get that up this week, but probably next week. Some of the other charts who I think it's going to blast through here, a little bit less likely. I think it's more likely to kind of consolidate this next, I don't know, few days, maybe up to a week, and then try higher on this move. But this one has a lot of things in the background. I mean, you do have an Ethereum ETF coming up relatively soon here as well. It's just hard to be bearish. I mean, it's like bearish is not the right term, but generally I want to be looking towards the upside here. It's just, will this move consolidate a little bit lower first before trying higher? If it does, I don't think by much. I don't think by much. I do think right now is actually probably a better time to be more on the aggressive side than not. It's just very, very short term. Could easily take, $100 step down and not really do anything for the higher term timeframes and be that next sort of opportunity. It's just, I guess it depends. Yeah, you can close the chats. I didn't realize that it's already been an hour and a half here. Holy shit. Next 3 to 6 months analysis on stocks. This is semiconductors, or is it? Yeah, semiconductors ETF on NAS. Okay. Well, daily definitely has a nice local high in place, as it's a weekly. Next 3 to 6 months. Okay, for that, let's go to a monthly time frame. I mean, this is kind of shaping up to be a nice high. Bean my message. Bean it. Replacement. There we go. Shit, man. Depending upon how this one closes out this month, which only has another 2 weeks left to go, below 260, I actually would be looking for this one to put in a monthly high here and probably come back down closer to 220 to 225. And that's where I'd really want to see another higher low. Because if it doesn't, then I'd actually be calling this like a major top here. Elsa would like to sing Give Me a Higher Low. You mean like this? Whoa! Forgot I had that one, man. Holy shit, that was perfect timing. I think you definitely have a weekly swing high in here. Monthly to be seen, but 220 to 225 would be my sort of target for this pullback, and then pray to Bula Jesus for a higher low, because that would set this one up pretty damn good long term. Let's see what the quarterly looks like. Yeah. Backfill on last quarterly open like 225 and then hopefully back up. A lot of these charts are getting quite extended though. I'd still probably err on the side of bullishness, but short-term pulls back very, very likely. And then after that, just pray for a bounce at like 220 to 225. Big Bull says moo on the daily. Bring me a higher low. What's funny about that? What the fuck do you mean horrible? Like, what are you talking? Seriously, what are you talking about? Really good, actually. Moo the Bull. What the fuck is this thing? Moo the Bull. It's a higher low. Ready? No? Hold on. It's there! Bring it! Get ready for this video to be taken down by YouTube real fucking fast. Elsa is really good at karaoke, by the way. She sings like Christina Aguilera. I actually do think this thing is going to break out from here. This is quite strong. Again, let the trend be your friend. This one should print new highs from here. The original of that song by Steve Winwood is better. I don't know, man. IWM is equivalent to shitcoin index, kind of. I mean, you can definitely get worse than that in traditional markets for sure. But IWM has been kind of a perennial sort of disappointment. Could spell well for risk assets in general. I do agree with that strongly. Thanks, bro. Oh, you live in Tampa. How do you like Tampa, man? We were looking at Tampa last night. Tampa looks pretty cool, but hurricanes and shit. So I would have a real big problem if I bought a house and then a hurricane just destroys it. How do you live like that, man? And then there's fucking like, just imagine a tornado sweeps on by and then gators are being like flung into your face. Like, everything's trying to kill me out in this bitch. Anyways, all right, I'm just reading through some of the comments here. I think we'll probably actually shut the stream off. Gators are chill. Are they chill? I've heard that a lot of people keep gators as pets. Is that real? And they actually look pretty cute. The swamp puppies. St. Petersburg Beach is all right. Yeah. Where are the best places? Tampa's become really expensive. I don't mind somewhere being expensive. What I mind is safety, quality of life, shit like that, man. Fort Lauderdale does look pretty damn cool, but we've just started our search. A lot of people suggesting Arizona, though. A lot of people really like Tempe, and what's the other one? Scottsdale. People really seem to love these areas. I've lived around them my whole life. They are scared of you as long as your idiot neighbors don't feed them, so they associate people with food. Really? So the gators just they run away from you. That's actually probably a good thing. We could look at Solana. I see a lot of people calling out Solana. Dallas, Texas could be cool. But too close to the border, man. Too close to the border, too dangerous, I think. I don't want no crime, man. We can look at Solana. I know a lot of people have been calling that one out. Solana, little bit stronger compared to Ethereum, I would say. Again, I really like this low end right here. Weekly momentum about to turn up and reject the bearish control zone as long as it's above about 150. I think this one's going to retest your May highs relatively soon at like 180 to 190. Probably continue on with the overall. Again, I really like these setups where you're consolidating on very, very low volatility on a higher low with momentum freshly trending up. I really like these setups. For favoring just general upside within the next month and a half, something like that, man. And that's really what we've seen time and time again across the board here for especially the stronger cryptos. I am curious to see what Bitcoin looks like versus the yen. I actually haven't looked at this in a while, but sometimes you can see things that are more obvious here that are not as obvious on Bitcoin spot, versus the dollar. And I'm actually not seeing it this time. So, short-term consolidation might take another step down, but we kind of already knew that from our current Bitcoin chart. God is great. God is good, man. Your boy Elliot lives in LA. I know, but I think he's even considering getting out of there. I would never go to LA. I would never go to LA. I'm never going back to California. Absolutely fucking not, man. No, sir. Haven't you heard Elsa hates lefties, and that's lefty central. Hate, whatever. D God Hasselhoff says Tempe is sick, man. Great college town, very crowded now. Scottsdale is great too. Yeah, man. I'm just looking for some, close to nature, good weather in the winter, and what?
I don't hate them. I just don't want to see men in dresses.
Okay, Elsa says she doesn't hate lefties. She just doesn't want to see men in dresses, which is a very big problem here, apparently. I do not want to see the men in dresses. Before you don't, we could look at Cardano on the monthly for Grandpa. Grandpa, what? Grandpa, do you hate me? You want me to look at fucking Cardurpio bullshit? Look, it's probably gonna go up here. Is it gonna be strong compared to the other shitcoins we've seen? Fuck no, absolutely fucking not. But is it gonna go up here? Yeah, it does have a nice higher low in place. You do have to be respectful of that. I do think it will ultimately retest the highs from March, probably trade higher towards $1 sometime this cycle. I just don't like these things from prior cycles that have not made new highs in the following cycle. But yeah, I do think it trades up from here. Short term, relative short term, maybe a test towards like 50 cents or so. Play out a range there and maybe sets it up later for Q4 of this year. Just very, very much an uninteresting chart compared to most things we've seen today, especially from prior cycles. My left-leaning friends hate LA too. Yeah, it seems like people are actually having like a massive exodus out of California, and I don't blame them, man. I grew up in around San Francisco, and it is very different now compared to when I was a child. Oh, Elsa also does not want any environmental hippies. That's a big problem with California. A lot of environmental hippies there. A lot of environmental hippies. Maybe not. Maybe we don't go. All right. Would you rather have swamp puppies, tarantulas, or the men in dresses?
Swamp puppies.
Swamp puppy. How do you say swamp?
Swamp.
Say it again.
Swamp.
We looked at Ethereum, man. INJ, we can check that one out really, really quickly. But I do want to say a sincere thank you to all the people actually calling out places, because we really have been researching them. Utah. I've actually heard really good things about Utah. People seem to like Salt Lake.
It's a desert.
All of these places are gonna be fucking desert, sir. If it's gonna be warm and no, Lost Lands is in Ohio. INJ, is it looking strong? It's looking like it probably has short-term continuation here to like $30 or so. That is a weekly. Again, I like a lot of these weekly setups. Daily, does it continue exactly from this current region? I don't know. Might spend some time consolidating. Might even take a step down towards like $25 first. But I do agree. Long term, this one decent here. It's not the strongest of the strong that we've seen today, but it's definitely near the better side of the pack. Caspo, we looked at that one. Dark Barbarian. What's your channel, man? What is this? Sounds like it's some what's it called? Diablo 4 shit. Let's see. What is it? What are you doing here, man? What is this? Some bait? Oh, you're playing RTS. I love RTSs, man. I don't know what the hell this thing is though, but yeah, cool shit. Anyways, going back to the chats right here. Have you check out FET? Yeah, we looked at FET earlier. PP, we looked at that one as well. There are some enclaves in Orlando I think you'd like. What's an enclave? I don't even know what an enclave is. Look up Zion National Park. That's in Arizona, ain't it? Yoni Lankinen. Tampere. Yeah, man. Well, we've actually never been there. Or I've never been there, at least. I've never been there. We're going to the forest this weekend, though. So maybe we... Okay, well, we're going to something like that, man. I don't know. No, I will never leave Helsinki. I mean, we will never leave Helsinki because in the summer it is just the fucking best here. I love it, absolutely fucking love it. I moved to Vegas over Arizona. I think the air quality there is not great, if I recall properly. CRO day. I'm actually curious enough to look at CRO just because. Well, Angelo, we already looked at Popcat. I actually remember it was decent. CRO is literal dog shit. Literal AIDS on a chart, actually. Very, very bad. Again, best case scenario, it just goes up a little bit. Just ugly. Very, very ugly. Can it rally from here? Sure. Is it going to be impressive like a lot of the other things that we've seen today? Fuck no. Just bad. All right. I think that's a good place for us to leave off today. Yes, we looked at XRP shitcoin as well. It was disappointing as always. Glenn Wong, we missed your super chat. What was it, man? I'm at the bottom of the chats right now. Glenn. All right. Well, it's Mara. Okay, Mara Daily. All right. I that's actually my bad. I apologize, man. Okay, are you looking at Marathon Digital or are you looking at Mara some shitcoin? I don't know. Oh no, it's a stonk Mara. Okay, yeah, you literally answered the question before. Mara, I like it for upside from here. I like the weekly higher low. Again, very similar setup to a lot of the cryptos. Low volatility, momentum up on a higher low. It doesn't need to be anything super complicated here. Monthly, rally continues above $25. I'd be looking for this one generally to retest your November 2021 high at 50 to 55. I don't know, in the coming like 3 to 6 months. Stocks obviously move a lot slower, but could very easily retest like $50. And to be fair, this one is potentially switching around into a macro long-term uptrend. I mean, you got your your quarterly higher low in right here. If it trades above $50, I mean that's going to be a higher high and can probably stay bullish for a while as well. I like a lot of these setups long term. A lot of them are looking good for launching to those prior highs. Anyways, all right. I think we're at the end of the stream here. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Nice little Thursday stream. Feeling good. And for the people who are in the crypto school later, we will do another live stream for that in about 5 hours from now. Until then, I'm going to be resting a little bit and preparing for who knows what. Anyways, Krown, do Elden Ring tutorials next. Sure, man. There are plenty of really good tutorials out there on the net, by the way. Bear Nutrition's this room, but it's tapped lives. It would be appreciated, but it's all good. And we'll sign off on that note. As always, wish you the best of the best, everyone. Again, major thank you for all of the suggestions for new places. It was actually incredibly helpful. And we'll sign off on that note. Take care. Much love. And Elsa loves you because she's waving in the background.